So you want to start over. Well, if you're in a video game, that's easy. You've got a few options, right? You could finish the game and begin again, no doubt satisfied, but perhaps looking for a different ending. Or maybe somewhere along the way, not trying to shame anyone, but perhaps you majorly screw up and, how do I say this without YouTube getting mad at me? Your character kicks the bucket. Oopsie, but hey, no problem, because with the press of a button or the click of a mouse, you're brought back to the moment where everything went horribly, horribly wrong, and you can just easily try again. Life is not that simple. I wish that there was a magic button that you could press or, click my little mouse and everything would just rewind like an old VHS tape and giving life a try would result in a totally different outcome. But in real life, you kick the bucket and that's it. You've reached the end. And of course there's some debate on what happens after we expire, whether that's go to heaven or hell or reincarnated, even remain as ghosts on the mortal plane because we're haunted by our own existence. Either way. Regardless of what's really out there, you only have one shot at living your current life. And it's impossible, or at least very improbable, to 100% your goals, because once you complete one goal, you're off on to the next. You're constantly giving yourself new quests to complete. There's no finishing at life, simply because it's a never-ending project. Anyways, the intro was a lot more structured, but I actually just wanted to be a little bit off the cuff with you guys and have a discussion on knowing when to start over and how to navigate new beginnings. Because if you know me at all, which you probably do, because let's face it, anyone who is still watching me at this point probably has been here a long time. If you know me, you know that I have started over a lot in terms of content. I've also gotten a little bit caught in the trap of not necessarily starting over, but actually starting again, thinking that I was starting over, but really just continuing something that wasn't working for me. That's actually almost a little bit of a discussion for a different time, because I do want to talk about in this one, specifically starting over completely. This video this is the start of what I'm hoping will be the beginning of a series of videos on my channel, which is sitting down and having discussions about, various life events, life scenarios, and trying to match the games with the themes that we're discussing. So as you can see for today, we have Stardew Valley, which is very much a game about starting over. It is basically you are leaving the rat race and choosing to move to a farm where you have no idea who any of the people in the town are, and you can only hope that they are friendly and that you can befriend them and, make a life for yourself and a name for yourself and hopefully have a successful farm. Try not to kill all your animals, that kind of thing. Speaking of which, I do have animals that I should really be checking on. I forgot. I have some chickens. Where are they? Chickens? Hey, there they are. Hello, are you T-posing? I don't know what's going on with him. Anyway, they're fine. Actually, they're not fine. They're probably starving. Let me give you some hay and all will be well. Okay, everything's back to normal. Anyway, I just want a disclaimer that I have never actually played Stardew on my own before. I've only ever played as the second player in a group, so if you see me doing anything untoward, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me I'm doing it wrong, alright? So this series in particular, I wanted it to be something— oh crap, I need to take a nap. I wanted it to be something that I've never done before. No, I'm gonna take a little nap. Does it work in single player? Aw man, I know this works in multiplayer. I guess I'll go to bed at 4 p.m. Good night. Okay, let me get rid of these rocks today. So I wanted this to be an exercise in creating something totally new. Not necessarily new in concept. There's other people who've done it before me and better than me, I'm sure. I actually took a lot of inspiration for this video and this series from @NicoYaps. Shout out to Nico. He has basically single-handedly been bringing the old YouTube back, and I love that for us. But he does a very similar, sit down, play a game, talk, but he does it all in Minecraft. I wanted mine to be, a bit different so that it's not his format, and it's more discussing while involving the games, if that makes sense. I should really make a chest. How do I do that? I did it! Congrats to me! Of course, I don't have anywhere to put the frickin' chest. Right there. Yay. I did do a Zelda series that was kind of similar to this. I was playing The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which I've done many, many times when I was much younger. So I can kind of play it like the back of my hand at this point. And it allowed me to just tell stories. Just basically yap about my day and about my life and things that have been happening with me recently and things that had happened in my past. And I really enjoyed the format, actually, quite a bit. But I wanted this to be more structured in that I actually sit down and have a conversation with you guys as much as I can when it's a YouTube video. I just choked on my own spit and it was very attractive. I'm going into town with nothing on me, hang on. Oopsie, I forgot I needed things. I need things. I'm gonna sell some flowers. Please buy my flowers. I need to buy seeds. So yeah, this kind of feels like it's almost a little bit of a starting again because, I mean, it's the same YouTube channel. Parsnips, I don't know how to make those. Technically one of those things where like my channel never ended, so it's not really starting over sort of a deal. Hey, parsnips. Okay, actually, parsnips is probably what we need to be doing. I want to sell this. I don't know how many to do. 10. We'll do some cauliflowers. I have no idea how many days are left in the spring because I haven't played this enough, so I'm gonna take a gamble and I'm gonna get some potatoes also. You know what? All my money. Probably ill-advised, but I don't care. Goodbye. Now I can take the quet. Get out of my way, dude. Now! Everybody get out of my way! Christ, that's not even what I want to get. Jody! Thank you. I guess I'll accept it. Doesn't say when it needs to be done by, so. Right, anyway, so starting over. Some might even say it would be well advised for me to start this video over. Because I don't know what I'm doing. But hey, that's honestly one of life's biggest treasures, right? It's the fact that we have no control over anything that happens and you just kind of gotta go with the flow. Keeps things interesting, all right? It keeps it exciting. But, you know, sometimes you do want to have a little control over your life, and that's when you start things over. And for me, when I start over, it is generally because I feel like I have lost control over something, whether that's lost control over the amounts of views that my videos have gotten, or lost control over how much time I'm able to put into things like edits or things like streaming. When it feels like stuff in my life is no longer cohesive, that's generally when I choose to start over. And I don't know if that's good, because, you know, when things are not cohesive, it's like, all right, well, you need to find a solution. You need to work towards making these things make sense together, right? For me, it's always been, this isn't working, so I need to step back, and I need to figure out how to make it work. But then I end up stepping back for, God, how many years have I put in between uploads in the past, you know? Like, how many months and months have I put between streams? And I spend that time trying to figure out, oh, a lost book. I spent that time trying to figure out what maybe I did wrong, or like what made things so incohesive. This is the most infuriating spot I've ever seen. I can't get that! Either I go this way, or I go this way. There's no diagonal. Why would you torture me like this? Hate it. Hate you, Stardew. Yeah, I would not say that I'm a master of starting over. Once again, like I said, I don't really start over a lot of the time. I simply start again and expect a different outcome, which makes no sense at all. Oh, I should be talking to people. Hi. Okay, Jesus Christ. How many times can I click a bush? Pretty sure he closes at 4, so I'm going to him first. Oh, I have no money. Does anybody else have the worst time trying to click on these books? Please. Please. I'm clicking. Thank you. Good lord. 2 days. Ah, crap. I didn't think there was— it should have told me that before I took it. That's not happening. Sorry, Lewis. Sorry to the mayor. I'm letting you down immediately upon arrival. Which, you know, is kind of a good segue. I feel like the biggest trouble that I have with starting over is that I don't feel like I want to let people down. So that's part of the reason why I continue the same format over and over again. When I start again rather than start over. Oh, I really screwed up the placement of all of None of this is where it should be. So I end up thinking, well, if people liked it before, then they'll probably like it again. And I'm too scared to like branch out into something completely new. Therefore, I just end up, you know, kind of hoping and praying that it'll work out again. And it really, historically, kind of has not. So when do you truly like throw in the towel and say, okay, this thing that I've been doing has not been working. I need something else. That actually happened to me with streaming, where I sort of hit a bit of a breaking point. There was an issue with Twitch not notifying my viewers, which had been a little bit ongoing for a while. And obviously that's not my fault. That's not something that I can control. But I had been doing the same format over and over again up until that point. I genuinely had a little bit of a breakdown on stream. I did, you know, I got very emotional and I just said, this hasn't. I've been trying this for months, years, and it just hasn't been working out for me. It just hasn't gone the way that I thought it would. In terms of growth, I simply wasn't. I wasn't growing at all. Yeah, you can chalk some of that up to discoverability, algorithms, and decisions within an AI, you know, that you can't really affect. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like, all right, I think this is a me thing. I think I'm not branching out enough. I'm not trying enough new avenues, and the current avenues that I'm trying are not working. That was my last stream for a while. I stopped streaming, took an indefinite hiatus, and I finally decided, kind of recently, that it felt like it was worth trying again. Oh yeah, my seeds. I gotta do my mixed seeds. It finally felt like, all right, I'm prepared again for potential heartbreak. Oh yeah, I don't have to water these. They're already being watered actively by the rain. My chickens are big! Oh my god. It only took like a day. Wow. 2 days. Did I feed them yesterday? I think I did. Scaring myself. Did I let you guys starve? That's my bad if I did. Hey, $100, thank God. There was a time where it felt like every time that I restarted, or started again, every time I started again, it felt like I had failed previously, and I was gonna give it a go at succeeding again, which I think is the totally wrong mindset to have. A new beginning does not mean that you failed at the old thing that you were trying. It just means that you're trying something new. Objectively, I think I was successful at creating and uploading gaming content in a time where that was like a big thing. Like, I gained a following from it. So why in my brain have I failed when, it, you know, just because I didn't make a career out of it? Okay, well, I made a career out of video editing, like a skill that I literally learned because I was doing YouTube. So therefore, did I not succeed at doing YouTube because I was able to nurture a skill that literally led to my successful career? That's a win, right? I mean, that's objectively a win. I need to sell some stuff. Pierre. Traitor. Well, crap. Alright. Guess I'll go home. Go to sleep at 4 p.m. again. It's a great day. You know, I could do some... No, I can't. I was gonna say I could do some fishing. I can go walk around the beach and pick up... That's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna walk around and pick up stuff and then sell it later. So I think a lot of starting over is also reframing your mindset on how things ended for you to be starting over completely, if that makes any sense. Like, did things really end, or are you just giving it another try, you know? Starting over does not always mean admitting defeat, I guess, is the best way of putting it. But at the same time, it's good to know when to try something else, when it's not working. When you see something that once worked that's no longer, like, that formula isn't giving the outcome that you expect anymore, it's a really tough disconnect. And it's very, very easy to hold on to like a glimmer of hope that it will work again. Say, oh, well, maybe that's just a fluke. Like, of course it's worked for me before, so why wouldn't it work for me now? I was definitely stuck in that trap a lot, and I kind of needed to take a step back and look at YouTube as a whole and what's going on with it, and sort of decide if it was worth trying again with a completely new format, which, let's be real, in the past few years, the format that has been most popular has been the MrBeast format, which, funnily enough, my good friend Hoodie is a manager at MrBeast HQ, and he gave me all sorts of like tips and tricks on this is what we do, this is what you're gonna need to do if you actually, like, if you want to pop off on YouTube again. You know, the 30-second MrBeast intro, or even like if you can bring it down to like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe even 5. Like, that's the way to go. That's that MrBeast fast-paced retention editing. And he knew best, and of course, that's exactly how editing has been on YouTube recently. And I was so disenchanted with that. I was like, absolutely no way. I do not want to create that kind of content. First of all, because it's just a pain to do. Oh my god. Like, a fast-paced 20-second intro takes like 3 hours out of your day just to make it so that, like, jingling the keys in front of the little baby's face, like, don't click off, don't click off. And it was not the type of content that I gelled with. So even though I had this like inside scoop on exactly how to do it, I was like, nope. I'm not doing it. I forgot I could literally just sell things with this bucket. I'm a dumbass. You probably all have been screaming at me like, Emily, what? Why are you going to Pierre's to sell things? Listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought you all knew that about me already. I'm selling my stuff, all right? I'm selling. I probably needed that Jaguite or whatever, but well, I need money more than I need things in the museum. See, look how much money I got for it. 115. It was important. All right, it was imperative I sell it. Don't yell at me. So yeah, there was a few times where I could have started over with that particular brand of editing, but I just knew that it would burn me out immediately, and I was like, nope, just don't want to do that. So there was a lot of like, I could have, but I chose not to, being sort of dormant in creating content for YouTube because I knew it would work and I knew that I just didn't want to do it. If you know me, you know that I am a full-time video editor. I edit for the Lauren Z-Side channel. Shout out to Lauren, she's the best. I just watered a rock. Listen, alright? I'm struggling, okay? So for my own edits, it's really tedious for me to edit my own stuff if it takes, you know, like more than 3 hours out of my day. I did attempt to do a little bit of starting over specifically with the Sims content that I was creating. Absolutely love how that content came out. Oh my god, took me a week to make every video. So I only ended up making like, what? 2 of them? 3? Did I even make 3? I think I had a goal to make another one. Oh, I've run out of space. I really need that backpack. I think I had a goal to make another one and I was like, this is too much work. What was going on? I was recording and talking at the same time, and I was commentating on what was going on, but every time that I would talk about something, I would then pause and get B-roll of it. So there was about 5 hours of me talking and 5 more hours of B-roll. It was rough. And to concentrate that into, what was it, a 25-minute video, something like that, out of like 8 to 10 hours of footage. It was too much. It was just too much. For someone who is like, I'm gonna do YouTube as like a fun little thing that I do on my side. Content creation has always been a hobby for me. So I'm not gonna like sacrifice hours that could be put into my job to make a funny little Sims video that, you know, a handful of people watch. While I do appreciate the handful of people who do watch, and I love and appreciate all the comments and the support that I saw on, there was the Vampire Challenge and then there was the Live Off the Land Challenge. And I loved how they turned out, but oh my god, the amount of effort was just, it's like, all right, this is a handful. And sometimes, even though you're loving it, even though you're really enjoying the end result, sometimes that's just the conclusion you have to come to, is this is too much effort for the amount of payoff that I'm getting. Like, the benefits do not outweigh the costs in this scenario. I should really be going and getting these onions down here, to be honest. Oh my god, there's too much in my way. Okay, you know what? That's a great segue too. Too much in your way. What if there's too much in your way? For you, well, let's say there's too much in your way for you to start over. What do you do then? That is a great question that I don't actually think I have an answer to. If there's too much in your way to start over, I want to say try to make what you're doing work, but I did that for so long that it's kind of like, maybe you just need to find a way to get rid of the stuff that's in your way. Okay, well, we got like 2 onions. It's something. I'll take it. Oh my god, there's so many onions. Never mind. It's a gold mine. But no, you should evaluate, like, what can you do to get rid of these obstacles? Maybe you can work with the obstacles. Maybe for you, you're like, oh, short form content is popping off. Well, I prefer long form, but I like making short form. So yeah, sure, let's lean into it. Maybe that's the route you need to go. But sometimes, like me, you just kind of gotta wait it out. Like, the main obstacle that I had was that people just were so sucked into the retention editing that there was no chance that like a more casual laid back video would have much of an audience at all. And that's just algorithming, basically. Sometimes you just kind of gotta wait it out. It's just how life is. Trends come and go, people's interests change, you know, the world moves at a sickeningly fast pace. So you just gotta hope that the thing that you want to do is attainable within the next trend cycle, I guess. And then when it comes to what if you have obstacles in your way and that's why you need to start over? Well, sounds like you and I both know. You just gotta do it, you know? If you're trying to do something and you're constantly hitting a wall or you're constantly meeting obstacles, it means that either the universe has a different plan for you or you just haven't found a way around it yet. And either way, it means you probably, you know, you need to bite the bullet and just restart. My kitty! What should I name the cat? You could choose to not adopt the cat. How heartless do you have to be? Okay, well, I have 2 cats who are tabbies. Their names are Tetra and Sidon. So we're gonna call this cat Citra. It's not a great name, but I'm working with what I got, all right? I lost my train of thought because of that cat. I'll be honest with you. I got too invested in the cat, and now I've lost where I was going. But isn't that life? Or don't we all lose where we're going at some point or another? And that's the whole point of the video! Yeah, I'm running out of hay, and I think I have to buy more, right? Because I do not have much left. You guys got 1 day ahead of you, and that's it. Oh, wait. Duh. They could have been eating out here this whole time. Hey, there's my chickens. I'm an idiot. Once again, everybody's screaming at me in the comments. It's fine. I've accepted my fate that I'm not going to be good at every game that I play, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Okay? But I will buy some more hay just to make sure I have enough. Some people would think, well, she's made a bunch of mistakes. It's time for her to start over. But I would not agree with them. I know my personal experience as like a content creator obviously does not apply to everybody. Oh, we got a cutscene. I know it doesn't apply to everyone because, of course, not everyone that watches this video makes content themselves. But there's a lot of things that we feel like we need to restart in life. Like I've had to restart knitting projects, you know? Where I get halfway through it and I go, yeah, this is really not turning out like I thought it would. The yarn I chose is ugly. The pattern I chose doesn't really make sense. I have accidentally slipped a stitch like 5 times. I should really just cut my losses and restart. And I think it's almost an acquired skill to know when to just throw in the towel and say, okay, this was not working. I'm gonna redo it. You could soldier on with that knitting project. You could say, well, you know what? It's good enough. You know, I'll deal with it and it'll just be how it is at the end of it. But then at the end of the knitting project, you look at it and you go, ooh, I can see every single mistake that I made. And I don't even like how it looks. And at that point, it's like, well, I don't want to give this to anybody and I don't want to use it. So now I just have this wasted, useless project. And it would have made so much more sense and it would have been so much better if I had just started over and cut my losses and began again. And now what do I do with this? Now I have to just like throw it away or like give it to somebody I hate. There's no winning, you know? And maybe it would have been a win if you had decided to begin again. And I think that can be applied to a lot more things in life, but that's just the just the example that I thought of off the top of my head. Even like, let's say school. Let's say you're not doing well in a class. You could study your butt off and work for a better grade and just like, maybe you started with a D and you worked your ass off and you got up to like a C+, and that's passable. That's passable, right? You did it. Did you feel good about it though? Like, do you feel good about the fact that you didn't really like excel in the class? Maybe not. Maybe you're fine with it. I was happy to just have a passing grade in Japanese because man, is that a hard language. But also, I didn't even end up staying with Japanese. I was learning Japanese for the first 2 years of college, and I realized very quickly that I was way over my head, and I actually decided that I was going to cut my losses and I was going to take my Japanese language classes that I had done, put that towards my graduation, and I was going to pivot. And I actually ended up creating my own major, which was not that exciting. It was East Asian Studies, but they didn't have it at my college of choice. I ended up creating from the ashes a new major, and I was able to decide on all the classes that I wanted to take. And I was able to graduate with a bachelor's degree in a major that I created, which was such a far cry from the fact that I was failing Japanese, didn't really know if I was going to make it to graduation. And I said, you know what? Here's what I've done with it so far. I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to create something new. That's what I did. So yeah, rather than just seeing that I was failing and going, well, I mean, I'm just going to go down with this sinking ship. There's really not much else I can do, right? I said, hold up. This is a foundation that I could be utilizing. I've created something here that's going to push me forward. I just have to figure out how to work with it. And in the instance of starting over for anything, I think it's important to look at your foundation and sort of work with what you have. Like, work around the problem areas and create something new. Just like how my little farmer character here has decided to start a whole new life. It's a whole new journey for her. And I think for most people, starting over is about starting a new journey. Using the tools and the foundation that you have to create something new. Work with your strengths, work with what you got, work with what you know. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, because you're not gonna. But it doesn't mean that you can't create something that's totally new to you and something that might work for you, that wouldn't work for others. And I know that starting over, especially in life, is really scary. It's kind of terrifying to go into new territory, even if you start with that foundation. But if you don't start over, you're never gonna know what could have been. And it's really easy to get stuck in a loop of complacency. It's really hard to branch out and try new stuff. But it's so rewarding when you do. Oh, look at my kitty. And I think with that, that's all I got for you. Let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you have tried to start over. Is it working for you? Whether it's, you know, work, school, hobbies, and have you found success from giving it a good old restart? I don't actually know how to end this video. I hadn't thought that far ahead. Hope you have a good day, night, wherever you are. I'll talk to you next time.